Chosen one, this message is not random. This moment is not an accident. You didn't just stumble here. Heaven orchestrated this encounter. Because right now, there's something God has been trying to tell you. And today, he says, listen carefully. This is not another message. This is the word your soul has been waiting for. God says, my child, be still and hear me. You've been running, worrying, wondering if I still see you. You've been asking, God, do you still have a plan for me? And heaven answers now. Yes, I never left. I never stopped working behind the scenes. I was shaping something you couldn't see, preparing you for what only faith could reveal. Comment 777 right now if you feel this truth moving inside you. Because 777 is the number of divine completion, the symbol that what was broken is being made whole. And as you type it, you are declaring, I am ready for the word God has for me. You've been walking through silence, through closed doors, through seasons where nothing made sense. But what looked like silence was not punishment, it was preparation. God says, I hid you because I was healing you. I pulled you away because I was positioning you. You thought you were forgotten, but you were being refined. Every delay, every detour, every heartbreak was shaping a heart that could carry destiny. Chosen one, this is your reminder. God doesn't waste pain. He never allows what you face to be meaningless. What hurt you was meant to humble you. What broke you was meant to build you. And what left you alone was meant to draw you closer to Him. Heaven has been watching, taking note of every tear, every prayer whispered in the dark. And God says today, it's time. You have entered a divine turning point, and this word will mark it. Before we go further, take one act of faith. Hit that like button right now, not as a click, but as a declaration that you receive this message. When you do, you align your energy with the word being released. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to join thousands of chosen one souls walking this same divine journey. We are a family of light, rising together through revelation. Now hear this clearly, because this is where everything shifts. God said, you've been asking me for signs. You've been asking me for answers, but I've already placed the confirmation inside you. The unease, the restlessness, the sudden desire to change, that's me, he says. That's not anxiety, that's awakening. I'm shaking everything that kept you small. I'm breaking every attachment that kept you bound. I'm removing the voices that distorted my sound in your spirit. You see, when God speaks, He doesn't always use thunder. Sometimes He whispers through a closed door. Sometimes He answers by removing what you thought you needed. Sometimes He blesses you by ending what was slowly breaking you. And that's why He says now, stop crying over what I closed. You keep asking for restoration, but I'm giving you resurrection. You're not going back, you're being reborn. Type 777 again if this word is speaking directly to your heart, because something supernatural is shifting as you do. Heaven is acknowledging your readiness. Chosen one, God has been silent not because He was absent, but because He was watching who would listen without the noise. You've proven your loyalty in the quiet. You've stayed faithful when no one saw. You kept showing up, praying, believing, even when you didn't feel anything at all. That's why the word today comes as confirmation. Your faith has activated a release. Something that's been held up is now being released over your life. You're about to see what obedience looks like when it matures into favor. Doors that refuse to open will start responding to your name. People who overlooked you will suddenly remember you, and blessings you stopped praying for will find their way back to you, multiplied. Because when God says now, nothing can say not yet. Listen carefully. This word is not for everyone. It's for the one who's been stretched, tested, refined. It's for the one who said, God, I can't do this anymore, but kept walking anyway. It's for the one who lost everything but never lost faith. God says, you are the remnant. You are my proof that faith still works. And to you, he says, I am about to restore what was stolen, not just pieces, but purpose. Not just comfort, but calling. Not just provision, but power. You thought the enemy won, but all he did was push you into destiny. He thought the attack would silence you. He didn't know it would shape you. Because the enemy can touch circumstances, but he can't cancel assignments. He can wound your pride, but he can't rewrite your promise. And that's why God says, listen carefully. Because the same people who doubted you will watch me deliver through you. You see, God's plan for you isn't fragile. It's not dependent on their approval. It's not waiting on their validation. It was written before you were born. And when heaven writes it, hell can't erase it. Chosen one, don't measure yourself by what's visible right now. You're walking in seed form, but God sees the harvest. You think you're behind, but heaven says you're right on time. You think you're forgotten, but you've been reserved. You think you've lost too much, but every loss was a lesson preparing you for more. Comment 777. Again, if you're receiving this. Because each time you do, you're not just typing a number, you're declaring alignment. You're saying, I hear you, God, I'm ready. God says, I've tested your patience because I was preparing your platform. I couldn't release what you asked for until you became who I called you to be. The delay was discipline. The silence was strategy. The struggle was strength, training. Do you understand now? You weren't waiting on me. I was waiting on you. Waiting for you to stop chasing what I already called yours. Waiting for you to trust that you are not behind. You're in process. Waiting for you to realize that obedience is faster than ambition. Chosen one, what's coming next will not make sense to those who left you behind. Because when divine favor shows up, it rewrites timelines. You're about to accomplish in one season what took others a lifetime. God is accelerating your destiny, aligning your steps with divine precision. Every closed door, every betrayal, every loss was a setup for this alignment. He's saying, this is not payback, it's promotion. Pause and breathe that in. This is not revenge season, it's revelation season. You're not here to prove them wrong, you're here to prove me right. You're not rising to show off, you're rising to show grace. And the way you rise will silence every rumor without you saying a word. That's why the enemy fought you so hard. He knew this moment was coming. He saw the anointing, the influence, the ripple effect of your obedience. He knew that if you ever stopped doubting yourself, you'd become unstoppable. So he sent confusion, delay, discouragement, hoping you'd disqualify yourself. But God says you didn't break. You bent, you cried, you almost gave up, but you didn't. And because you didn't, heaven is releasing what was withheld. Hit that like button again, right now, as a physical act of agreement. Say it out loud, I receive what's mine. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to join thousands of chosen one souls rising in faith and power. Because this channel isn't entertainment, it's divine alignment. Now listen carefully, because God says something heavy. I had to separate you before I could elevate you. You prayed for blessing, but I couldn't bless what was contaminated. I had to isolate you to insulate you. I had to strip the false so I could strengthen the real. That's why it felt like loss. It was actually protection. I wasn't punishing you, I was preparing you. And he continues, you kept asking me why people changed, why doors closed, why opportunities faded, but I was teaching you how to depend on me, not on them. I was teaching you to build on the rock, not on reputation. Because what I'm about to do through, you can't be supported by shaky foundations. Chosen one, do you feel that? That's the shift in your spirit. The moment revelation turns into reality. Heaven is calling you out of survival and into significance. You're not just making it anymore. You're manifesting what was written for you since the beginning. This is not another motivational word. This is your prophetic confirmation. You are stepping into a season of divine clarity. Where confusion once lived, peace will reign. Where fear once ruled, boldness will rise. Where lack once lingered, abundance will overflow. Because you've proven that you can be trusted with little. Now God says, I can trust you with much. And when God trusts you, He doesn't add, He multiplies. The resources will come, the opportunities will align, the relationships will appear without striving. You won't have to chase, you'll attract, because favor follows obedience, not effort. This next chapter isn't about doing more, it's about being more. Being still, being faithful, being aligned. You don't have to prove yourself, you just have to position yourself. Comment 777 one last time if this word feels like it was written for you. Because as you do, you are sealing it. You are saying, it is done, it is finished, I believe. God says, you have been waiting for a word. This is it. You've been asking if I still see you. I do. You've been asking if you still have purpose. You do. And you've been asking when things will change. Now. This is your confirmation that heaven has heard you. The shift is not coming. It has already begun. And in the days ahead, signs will follow this message. Unusual peace, unexpected favor, sudden acceleration. Pay attention, because every one of these is proof that you listened carefully. And when they ask what happened, tell them, God spoke, and I finally listened. Chosen one, listen carefully. Because from this point on, what's being released over your life is not theory, it's activation. The word has gone forth, and now manifestation begins. God says, I'm not just speaking to comfort you, I'm speaking to commission you. You are no longer being prepared, you are being positioned. And the difference is divine timing. Preparation teaches you how to stand. Positioning gives you the ground to rule. This is the season where you stop surviving on faith alone and start operating through authority. Because faith believes, but authority speaks. You've believed long enough. Now, it's time to command what's yours. Decree a thing, and it shall be established. That's not poetry. That's power. The word of God in your mouth carries the same fire as when it left His throne. You've been waiting for someone to notice you, but heaven says you've already been chosen. You don't need recognition when you carry revelation. Stop shrinking when you feel the weight of your calling. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to shift atmospheres. Wherever you go, light follows. Wherever you speak, change begins. You're not a product of chance. You are a divine assignment wrapped in human form. Type 777. If you feel the fire in these words, because every time you respond in faith, you are reinforcing what heaven is declaring. This is not emotion, it's alignment. God says, I'm turning your pain into prophecy. Every wound that bled will now water your harvest. Every season of silence will now echo with songs of victory. You didn't suffer for nothing. The tears were not wasted, they were seeds. You thought you were losing time, but time was never the enemy. Timing was. And now, my timing has arrived. You're about to see what divine reversal looks like. The things that once oppressed you will serve you. The people who once mocked you will need you. The places that rejected you will call you back. Not for validation, but for visitation. Because when God elevates you, He does it publicly. He makes a table for you right in front of the ones who doubted you. Not to shame them, but to show His glory through you. Chosen one, you've been walking quietly, but heaven has been watching loudly. Every unseen act of obedience has been recorded. Every time you forgave without apology, every time you gave without credit, every time you stood when you could have fallen. Those moments have built your spiritual resume. And now, you are being promoted in realms you didn't even know existed. Your name is being mentioned in rooms your feet haven't yet entered. Your destiny is being discussed by angels right now. You've thought too small for too long. You keep asking God to fix what He plans to replace. You're praying for restoration in a space He's already closed. Stop begging for crumbs when He's preparing the feast. God says, lift your eyes. The old thing served its purpose. The new thing carries my presence. Behold, I do a new thing. Do you not perceive it? That's what the Spirit is saying. Perception before possession. If you can see it by faith, you will hold it by favor. Chosen one, God is rearranging your atmosphere. He's sending help you didn't ask for and closing doors you kept knocking on. You'll notice sudden disinterest from people who once consumed your energy. That's not rejection. That's redirection. He's pruning your circle to protect your crown. You can't carry royal oil around leaky vessels. This is why He's quieted some connections. It's not personal. It's purposeful. Comment 777 again right now, because this part is spiritual warfare wrapped in peace. When you agree with the word, you cancel the assignment of confusion over your life. God says, I'm exposing every counterfeit comfort. Everything that distracted you from me will start to lose its shine. The things that used to pull you will now repulse you. The habits that once held you will now feel heavy in your spirit, because I'm refining your appetite. He's not punishing you. He's purifying you. You can't crave poison and still expect peace. And listen closely. This is crucial. You've been asking God for direction, but He's giving you discernment. Because direction shows you where to go. Discernment shows you what to avoid. And right now, avoiding the wrong thing is as important as stepping into the right one. Not every opportunity is divine. Not every open door is heaven sent. Some doors are traps, disguised as timing. So when He says no, it's not rejection. It's protection from what looked right but wasn't righteous. This next part of your journey requires spiritual precision. You can't afford to move emotionally. You must move intentionally. God says, I'm training your spirit to move like a warrior, not a worrier. Stop rehearsing your past battles. Start preparing for your next victory. Because the same God who sustained you then is now upgrading your authority. You're not stepping into another test. You're stepping into testimony territory. Chosen one, this word carries divine weight. Your silence has been misunderstood as weakness. But God says, your silence was strategy. You weren't hiding, you were healing, you weren't losing. You were learning how to win differently. You used to fight with words, now you fight with presence. You used to seek approval, now you walk in assurance. You used to doubt your worth. Now you understand. You were never meant to be ordinary. You're a spiritual disruptor, a breaker of cycles, a carrier of generational healing. You are the evidence that curses end and promises begin again. That's why your life felt heavier than others. That's why your warfare felt unfair, because you're the first in your line to do it God's way. Type 777 one more time. Not out of habit, but out of honor. Because that number now represents the covenant between you and heaven. You're saying, I understand who I am, and I will not shrink again. Now hear this. God is restoring your name. You've been misrepresented, misunderstood, misused. People spoke on your story without knowing your struggle. They judged the chapter they walked in on without reading the book God was writing. But God says, watch me vindicate you without you saying a word. Your peace will preach louder than their gossip. Your favor will silence their falsehoods. Your fruit will speak for itself. The coming days will bring evidence, unexplainable blessings, unexpected alignment, sudden favor in places that once ignored you. And when it happens, remember this moment, because this is where the shift began. God says, I'm reintroducing you to the world, but this time through my lens. Not the version pain created, not the version trauma shaped, but the version I designed before they broke you. You are not broken. You are brand new. You are not behind. You are becoming. You are not overlooked. You are being unveiled. Chosen one, heaven is about to make you undeniable. But not so you can boast, so you can bless. Because when light rises, it's not for applause, it's for impact. You will touch lives without trying. You will inspire without speaking. You will shift atmospheres just by showing up. That's what happens when God's glory rests upon you. But listen carefully. With new glory comes new guardianship. You must protect your peace like it's gold. Because it is. You must guard your energy like treasure. Because it's holy. You cannot let everyone into your spirit anymore. Not everyone can handle divine energy. Some will drain what they don't understand. And God says, you are not called to be available to everything. You are called to be aligned with me. The season of people-pleasing is over. The season of divine purpose has begun. No more explaining what God already approved. No more proving what heaven already proclaimed. No more apologizing for anointing. You carry a light that offends darkness. Let it offend. And as you walk into this next chapter, remember this: grace is your armor, peace is your weapon, and presence is your proof. You don't have to fight for visibility. Light can't hide. There will be moments when you still feel the weight of what's gone. But understand, grief doesn't mean God left. It means you're human, healing through divine timing. Cry if you must, but don't confuse tears with defeat. Even rain is heaven's way of watering growth. You're in a divine transition, not the end of something, the unveiling of someone. The version of you that doubted is fading. The version of you that fears is dissolving. The version of you that questioned is learning to trust. And the version emerging is fearless, focused, and filled with fire. Chosen one, listen carefully again, because this is where God speaks strategy. He says, stop chasing visibility, start cultivating value, stop trying to be understood, start understanding me, stop striving for success, start surrendering to significance. Because the world crowns performance, but heaven crowns purpose. You've been called to create impact, not noise. And the anointing you carry is not for fame, it's for fulfillment. Heaven didn't choose you to entertain the world, it chose you to enlighten it. So move with intention, speak when led, act when instructed, and trust that every step you take is guided by unseen hands. There will be divine interruptions. Embrace them. There will be sudden detours. Don't resist them. Because the path may twist, but the promise remains. Nothing that's truly yours can miss you, and nothing that leaves was meant to stay beyond its purpose. Chosen one, you're about to witness the supernatural normalizing in your life. Things that once took years will happen in weeks. Prayers that once felt impossible will become routine testimonies, not because you've earned it, but because you've endured it. You passed the test, and now comes the trust. Heaven can finally trust you with more. The old you chased answers. The new you carries them. The old you begged for peace. The new you is peace. The old you prayed for signs. The new you is the sign. And everywhere you go, evidence will follow. Now be still for a moment, because the next word God speaks will not be through me. It will be through your atmosphere. You'll notice confirmation through conversations, numbers, songs, and sudden clarity. That's not coincidence, that's communication. Heaven is echoing this word back to you in real time. Keep listening carefully, because the story is still being written. Chosen one, listen again. Because God is still speaking, the word hasn't finished unfolding. It's only deepening. The more you listen, the more layers heaven reveals. God says, this is the hour of awakening. You are no longer standing and waiting. You are standing and becoming. Every revelation that felt delayed is now demanding your attention. Because when the word matures, it calls you higher. And this word, this one, will lift you beyond everything you've outgrown. You have been surviving on memories of old miracles. But God says, I'm not repeating myself. I'm revealing myself in new dimensions. The way I moved before is not how I'll move now. Stop looking for me where I was. Start looking for me where I'm going. You've been praying for revival. You are the revival. You've been asking for signs. You are the sign. The evidence of my promise is not coming from the sky. It's coming from within you. Comment 7/7 right now if you feel that burning inside. That's the signal. Heaven confirming that the seed is breaking ground. Because when revelation meets readiness, transformation begins. God says, this next season requires obedience without explanation. You won't understand every instruction, but you'll feel peace in the ones I send, and peace will become your permission. If it costs you peace, it's not from me. You have outgrown the season of proving. You are now entering the season of moving. Don't explain what I've already ordained. Just walk and watch the waters part beneath your feet. Chosen one, the Spirit of God is awakening your discernment in a way you've never felt before. You'll notice subtle shifts in energy. You'll sense what's off before it speaks. You'll feel what's right before it manifests. You're not paranoid. You're prophetic. You're not overthinking. You're overhearing. Because heaven has turned up the frequency in your spirit. The clarity coming to you will feel like light cracking open your chest. You'll wake up with knowing instead of questioning. You'll see truth where you once saw confusion. This is divine intelligence, not human reasoning. You are being upgraded to operate by revelation, not reaction. And God says, stop running from what makes you different. Your difference is your dominion. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It's the instrument I use to guide you. You were designed to feel deeply because you are built to heal deeply. That's why you can't numb your emotions like others. You carry empathy as armor. You carry understanding as authority. Type 7/7 again if that truth resonates. Because heaven records every agreement you make in faith. You've been asking, God, why do I attract broken people? And God answers, because you carry the blueprint of restoration. Broken finds you because healing lives in you. You are not a magnet for pain. You are a mirror for transformation. People are drawn to you because your spirit remembers what wholeness feels like. But listen carefully. Not everyone you heal is meant to stay. Some come to learn, not to linger. Release them with grace. Your peace is too precious to be drained by temporary assignments. Chosen one, your calling is expanding beyond comfort. God is breaking the walls of small thinking. You've been confined by environments that can't handle your capacity. That's why you feel restless. Destiny is outgrowing familiarity. You can't evolve in rooms built for who you used to be. You must step into spaces that challenge your silence, because silence is no longer safety. It's suppression. God says, speak when I tell you to speak. Your words carry weight because they come from waiting. Your voice is not meant for echo chambers, it's meant for earthquakes. When you release sound, it shatters strongholds. When you open your mouth, truth travels faster than fear. That's why your voice was attacked. The enemy can't silence your anointing, but he can try to shame it. He tried to convince you that humility meant hiding, but humility doesn't mean silence, it means surrender. You're not boasting when you speak truth, you're breathing destiny. Hit that like button if this word is lighting something inside your soul. Every act of agreement multiplies the momentum of heaven moving in your favor. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to join thousands of chosen ones walking in the same revelation, because connection amplifies calling. Now hear this next part, because it's the instruction within the inspiration. God says, I'm changing how you move. You will no longer chase outcomes. You will create atmospheres. You won't have to fight for what flows in alignment. When it's from me, it will find you in peace, not pressure. You're entering a season of divine ease, not laziness, but alignment. Effort will still exist, but exhaustion will not. You'll work hard, but you'll feel heaven helping. Because when grace takes over, even labor feels like worship. Chosen one, your hands carry healing, your words carry wisdom, your presence carries permission. You don't need a title to walk in transformation. The anointing is your identity. You are a living sanctuary. Where you go, God goes. Where you stand, heaven stands. And where you speak, chains break. But listen closely. Your authority will attract opposition. The moment you shine brighter, shadows try harder. But don't fear it. You can't be attacked for what's not valuable. Every hit confirms your worth. Every battle verifies your blessing. Every resistance is evidence of relevance. So instead of asking, why me? Ask, why not me? You were built for this battlefield. You were chosen for this challenge. You were born for this burden because it births glory. Type 777 right now, boldly, like you're stamping heaven's contract, because that number marks you, finished in spirit, rising in flesh. God says, I'm about to teach you how to walk with unbothered authority, not arrogance, not apathy, peace that can't be provoked. You won't fight everything anymore. You'll discern what deserves a response and what doesn't. You'll learn that silence can be sharper than any sword. You're entering the era of strategic stillness. You won't waste energy defending destiny. You'll move in wisdom while others argue in noise. You'll understand that sometimes not reacting is the loudest roar. Chosen one, divine maturity is settling into your spirit. You're no longer triggered by what used to distract you. You're not chasing validation because you finally realize being chosen means being different. Not everyone will understand you, and that's the price of being an original in a world of replicas. You were never meant to be liked. You were meant to be light. Stop dimming to fit darkness. You are the lamp in the valley. You are the whisper that breaks the curse. You are the reminder that even ashes can glow again. Now God says, prepare for recognition without pursuit. Favor is about to locate you. Opportunities will start calling your name. Emails, messages, connections, all aligning in divine order. Don't chase them, attract them by remaining faithful. Heaven's algorithm recognizes consistency. While others rush, you rest. While others panic, you prepare. And that calm confidence will open doors even hustle can't reach. You've been walking through a hidden curriculum. The lessons were silent, but the training was supernatural. You were learning how to lead by example, not explanation, how to build quietly until it's undeniable. And now the unveiling begins. The preparation is over. The presentation is here. God says, I will make your name known, not for fame, but for function, not for applause, but for assignment. Your visibility is a vessel. Every platform you step on is an altar, not a stage. Every success will be proof that obedience wins. Chosen one, this next phase is holy. Everything you touch will require intention. You can't rush divine flow with human impatience. You must let God's rhythm lead you, because timing is part of the miracle. Too soon spoils the seed, too late wastes the soil. But right on time, that's when heaven moves mountains. There's a reason your spirit has been restless. You've outgrown waiting rooms that no longer hold your future. You can't sit still when the trumpet's calling. You feel it. The pull to move, the urgency to act, the ache to expand. That's not anxiety. That's destiny demanding motion. It's time to build what you once only dreamed of. It's time to Move from someday to now. Comment 777 again, because this is the shift from faith to fulfillment. You are not praying for it anymore. You are stepping into it, and heaven is watching how you handle the harvest. God says, manage the miracle wisely. Don't waste the blessing I bled to give you. Every gift carries responsibility. Every level carries stewardship. You prayed for increase. Now I'm testing integrity. He's not checking your passion. He's checking your precision. He's measuring how well you protect purpose when comfort calls. Because this is not just breakthrough, it's birthing season. Chosen one, there's a reason this word keeps stretching you. It's unlocking realms that logic can't reach. Your destiny doesn't speak the language of limitation. It speaks faith, favor, and fire. That's why small talk drains you. Your spirit speaks vision. You can't go back to shallow when you've tasted depth. You can't settle for average when you've touched the anointing. You can't fake peace when you've felt presence. And so God says, walk differently now. Move like you know who sent you. Speak like you've already won. Think like the promise is already paid for. Because it is. The cross was the down payment, and faith is the signature. Every step you take in obedience cashes another promise into reality. The world will call it coincidence. You'll know it's covenant. And still, the Spirit whispers, listen carefully. The best is not coming. The best is becoming. You are the prophecy in motion. You are the fulfillment unfolding. You are the word made visible. And heaven is still not done speaking. Chosen one, listen again. Because what God is revealing now goes beyond understanding. This is transformation in motion. Every word released carries an assignment, and this next release is for your alignment. You've mastered faith under pressure, but now you'll learn faith under favor. You knew how to believe when things were breaking, but now you must learn how to believe when everything is building, because blessing requires discipline just as much as trial does. And if you can carry peace in the storm, you can carry purpose in success. God says, I'm about to expose the deeper reason behind your waiting. It was never about delay. It was about direction. I wasn't making you wait because I wanted you to suffer. I made you wait because I needed you to outgrow your own impatience. You were asking me for answers, but I was shaping you into one. You wanted a miracle. I was turning you into a miracle. You were never meant to chase blessings. You were meant to become evidence. Type Sesam. Right now as a declaration that you receive the deeper revelation, because this part requires maturity, not just excitement. Chosen one, there is a divine maturity rising in you that cannot be faked. You no longer crave applause. You crave alignment. You no longer seek revenge. You seek revelation. You no longer chase outcomes. You chase obedience. And heaven says, now I can trust you. Because when purpose becomes heavier than pride, the promise can finally rest on you. The crown was always yours, but your character needed the capacity to hold it. You've been asking, why does it feel like people are walking away when I'm finally growing? And God replies, because elevation requires evacuation. I can't take everyone to the next level, not because they're evil, but because they're unfinished. Some people were lessons, not lifetimes. Some were meant to hold your hand in healing, not in destiny. Stop resenting who couldn't stay. They served their purpose. Their exit was the exodus that made room for expansion. Listen carefully. You're about to step into a level where silence becomes your shield. You won't need to defend your growth, your glow, or your grace, because the results will speak in a language no critic can translate. God says, I'm building proof in you that can't be debated. I'm giving you peace so loud that it silences confusion. The people who once questioned your anointing will see fruit they can't deny. You won't have to announce it. Heaven will broadcast it. comment, Sabasaman. Again, because this is the vibration of divine recognition, you are stepping into the frequency of fulfillment. Chosen one, God is now rewriting the rhythm of your days. Where there was chaos, there will be order. Where there was exhaustion, there will be ease. Where there was striving, there will be flow. You are not entering a busy season, you are entering a balanced one. Because favor doesn't function in frenzy. God moves in structure, not in stress. That's why He's reorganizing your priorities. Not to punish you, but to protect your potential. You've been living on survival habits, but now it's time for sacred patterns. The mornings will hold more meaning. Your thoughts will begin to clear. Your body will crave rest instead of rush. This is not burnout, it's rebirth. You are being recalibrated to carry more glory with less strain. God says, I'm not adding more weight to you. I'm increasing your wingspan. You will soar over what used to suffocate you. You will glide through what once grounded you, because the same wind that tried to break you will now lift you. Every storm that once scared you will become a current that carries you. You won't fear change anymore. You'll flow with it. Chosen one, hear this clearly. Identity is the key that unlocks inheritance. You've been begging for blessings while doubting who you are. You've been praying for favor while underestimating your own authority. But the moment you see yourself the way God sees you, lack will lose its language around you. The enemy's greatest weapon has never been destruction. It's distortion. If he can blur your vision of yourself, he can delay your decision to move. But now, revelation is restoring your reflection. You are remembering who you were before fear rewrote your memory. God says, I named you before they labeled you. I called you chosen before they called you crazy. I defined you before failure tried to describe you. You are not a product of pain. You are a prophecy in progress. Every scar is a signature, proof that you survived what others didn't. And now, every mark becomes a map guiding others home. Type 77. Right now, to affirm your divine identity, because this next phase is not about finding yourself, it's about returning to yourself. Chosen one, you're not just walking into a new season, you're walking into a new standard. Your tolerance will tighten, your discernment will sharpen, your peace will become non-negotiable. The things that once entertained you will now exhaust you, because elevation demands elimination. You can't fly with luggage made of guilt and people-pleasing. God says, lighten your load. Your destiny has a dress code. Freedom only. And listen carefully. This is for the warrior in you who's tired. You keep thinking you need more strength, but you don't. You just need to remember that surrender is strength in disguise. You've been carrying the weight of outcomes that aren't your responsibility. God says, your job is obedience, mine is outcome. Release the need to fix what I already finished. Rest is not rebellion, it's reverence. When you stop trying to control everything, you'll finally feel the current of divine flow again. You're about to enter a rhythm of miracles that feel like breathing. Not forced, not frantic, just faithful. Every step you take in peace will produce something powerful. Every yes will yield fruit you didn't plant. Every no will protect ground you didn't know mattered. You'll begin to see how destiny responds to direction. Chosen one, God says, I'm teaching you to hear my pace. Not everything delayed is denied. Some delays are divine design. I slowed you down to save you from running into premature battles. You were asking for acceleration, but I was giving you preservation. Now, the wait is over, but the wisdom remains. You'll move quickly, but not recklessly. You'll grow fast, but not fragile, because you now understand that speed without strategy leads to sabotage. And now, something new. You will notice your dreams shifting, no longer random scenes, but blueprints. You will see instructions embedded in symbols. You will hear God speaking through imagery and timing. Pay attention to the visions that stay with you when you wake. They're not imagination. They're invitation. The Spirit is training your subconscious to carry divine code. You are receiving revelation while you rest. Comment. 777. If your dreams have been changing lately, that's the Spirit confirming that your mind is aligning with heaven's language. Chosen one, your perception of time is being redeemed. What you thought was wasted will return multiplied. What you lost in months will come back in moments. Because you serve a God who restores, not replaces. He doesn't rewind time, He redeems it. He makes what should have been impossible unfold effortlessly. That's why the next breakthrough will feel familiar. It's the promise finally catching up to your timeline. You're about to see the reward of restraint. All those times you could have fought back but stayed silent. All those moments you wanted revenge but chose peace. All those nights you cried instead of retaliated. Heaven recorded everyone. And now God says, justice is mine, and it's arriving. The scales are being balanced and the tables are turning. You won't have to lift a finger. Your faith already did. Chosen one, remember this. Exposure is not your job. Elevation is. When truth is ready, it reveals itself. You don't need to defend your destiny. You need to deliver it. God says, keep building while I handle the revealing. Keep rising while I handle the reckoning. Because I can clear your name faster than you can explain your pain. The time of obscurity was never punishment, it was preservation. You were hidden because your light was still stabilizing. Heaven hides what hell can't handle early. And now that your flame is steady, God can display you without distortion. Chosen one, do you feel it? The weight that used to sit on your chest is lifting. The confusion that clouded your mind is clearing. The fear that haunted your nights is fading. You're not imagining it. It's spiritual release. The chains that were invisible are finally breaking. You're stepping into freedom that's not fragile. This freedom is fortified. This peace is permanent. This joy is justified. And still, God whispers, stay ready, because this is not the end of revelation. It's the beginning of revolution. Chosen one, listen carefully, because God is not only changing your surroundings, He is reconstructing your inner world. Everything within you that once served survival is now being rewritten for purpose. You no longer move by reaction, you move by revelation. You no longer act out of fear, you act from divine awareness. God says, I am resetting your emotional system. You will no longer be ruled by waves of uncertainty, but guided by the stillness of wisdom. Your peace will no longer depend on circumstances. It will flow from the unshakable truth that I dwell within you. There is a shift happening inside your nervous system. What used to trigger you will now train you. What used to drain you will now define your depth. You are being rewired to respond with clarity instead of chaos. The very energy that once overwhelmed you will now obey you. You're learning to command a stillness in storms that once swallowed you. This is mastery, not control. You're becoming fluent in the language of peace. God says, I am removing panic from your perception. You will look at what used to frighten you and feel no fear. You will stand in the same place where you once trembled and feel my strength in your bones. Because I am teaching you that fear was never the enemy. Agreement was. When you stop agreeing with anxiety, it loses access. When you stop validating worry, it loses volume. Chosen one, the next season of your journey will not be defined by what you fight, but by what you refuse to feed. Every thought that drains faith must now starve. Every voice that contradicts truth must now fall silent. You are being trained to live from within, not from the noise around you. You will learn that peace is not passive, it's powerful. Peace is not withdrawal, it's dominion. It is the quiet authority that stops storms without shouting. Type 7. if you can feel that power rising. Because this word is an upgrade in your awareness. Heaven is replacing panic with perspective. God says, I'm not just giving you blessings, I'm teaching you balance. You cannot sustain miracles with an unsteady mind. So I'm stabilizing your foundation. Your focus will no longer scatter. Your attention will no longer leak. You will be present in purpose, not lost in potential. You will no longer chase tomorrow. You will master today. For this is the new strength, the ability to remain calm in calling. You've been through seasons where you confused movement with progress. You were busy but not building, active but not aligned. And now God says, be still and build differently. Every seed you plant from rest will produce faster than anything planted in rush. Because grace grows gardens that effort cannot. The ground beneath you is fertile again. The things that died in discouragement are coming back in divine order. Chosen one, you will start to notice how God is changing the rhythm of your interactions. The people coming into your life now carry purpose, not distraction. They will speak to your destiny, not your doubts. They will push you forward, not pull you back. The counterfeit connections have been cleared so that covenant ones can arrive. Heaven will not allow you to keep company with confusion, because what's coming requires collaboration born from clarity. You are stepping into divine partnerships, people who will see your vision without needing proof. Comment 7. If you're ready to receive those alignments, because God is releasing destiny helpers into your orbit. They are coming equipped, not curious. They are coming to build, not to drain. And when they appear, you'll recognize them by peace, not by pressure. God says, you will no longer beg for belonging. You will no longer settle for half-hearted presence. I am sending you people who speak your spirit's language, those who will intercede when you can't articulate, those who will protect your name when you're not in the room, those who will water your dreams instead of competing with them. You are not stepping into community, you are stepping into covenant, because what I am building through you cannot be built alone. Chosen one, this is the era of divine collaboration. Every connection that survives this season will carry eternal consequence. You will look back and realize that every introduction was an intervention, that every encounter had eternal fingerprints. God is weaving your relationships into revelation. He's showing you that destiny is not done in isolation, it's done in divine arrangement. Now listen, because what he says next will stretch your understanding of purpose. I am removing the separation between the sacred and the simple. You will no longer see your daily life as ordinary. Every moment will carry my fingerprint. Every conversation will carry my instruction. Every ordinary act will carry supernatural impact. You will begin to notice miracles hidden in monotony. You will feel heaven in your habits. Because when your perspective changes, your purpose multiplies. You are stepping into a life where worship isn't an event, it's existence. You will walk as prayer, breathe as praise, and move as message. This is what divine embodiment looks like. No longer reaching for God, realizing He's been reaching through you. Type 747. Again, if you can feel that awakening taking root, because this word isn't meant to inspire, it's meant to initiate. Chosen one, God is teaching you to hear in layers. What looks like coincidence is actually code. What feels like repetition is revelation maturing. He will begin to speak through numbers, through patterns, through timing. You'll hear Him in silence. You'll recognize His rhythm in randomness. You'll realize nothing around you has ever been accidental. Every detail has been data from heaven, and you're finally fluent enough to decode it. God says, I am activating the prophetic intelligence in you. You will discern truth before facts form. You will see outcomes before opportunities open. You will sense shifts before storms arrive. Because foresight is part of your protection. You are not meant to be surprised. You were meant to be prepared.